us our Dean of Students, and Sir Nathan Karmujai, who is our other male counselor. So we would like to welcome everybody here who is joining us, and especially you, right? All of you who have joined us today. Okay. Um, so shall I start and go ahead? Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
If you have any questions, you can ask us. Okay, you can either type in the chat box or you can just unmute yourselves only at the end of the presentation. Okay. So what I would be orienting you about the Students Club. This is a new initiative of the um, of the Center for Counseling. Okay. Um, so Students Club is an initiative of the mental health plan. 1 minute, please. My apologies. Yeah. So we have three orientations today. I will go first and I will tell you a little bit about the Students Club, and then I will call Dr. Bonnie, okay, who will orient you on the Red Ribbon Club, and last but not the least, Sir Panpanchyan. Okay. So you might be wondering what exactly is the Students Club. Yeah. So I'll just share the slides that I've prepared a little bit so it's easier for you to refer. Um, so Students Club is a new initiative of the university. Okay. And this is basically an initiative of the Center for Counseling, which is part of the mental health plan, right? So what exactly is the Students Club? Right? We know that we have the Student Council, right? And the student council basically, they are involved in all student related activities, right? Now, what is the Students Club? The Students Club is an umbrella term, right? So you know how you would have been aware, right, of institutions that have a lot of clubs, right? Students Club. So Students Club is a very informal space where all of you can come together, right? So Students Club is just an umbrella term, but under the club, there will be a lot of other clubs, let's say music club, sports club, photography club, right? Cooking club, right? So whatever that you can come up with, right? And under this club, this is where it's a very informal space, right? So this is where you just come together and you just do a lot of fun things together, right? And why is it that we initiated the Students Club? It's because we really want to foster pro-social behavior, right? Given the pandemic, we've not really had a chance to meet each other, right? We've not really had a chance to interact with one another except online, and online is always different, right, as compared to interactions that happened offline. Yeah. And now that things are a little lighter in terms of COVID-19, right, we hope that the Students Club would help in fostering these pro-social behavior, right, where you do things for yourself, for other people, and for the community as well, right? This is also another way for us to promote our mental health, right? Because when we talk about mental health, it's not just about me at the end of the day, but our mental health is enhanced by the relationships that we have with people, the things that we like doing, right? So whatever that you're interested in, okay, whatever that you have interest in, you can always join the Students Club and initiate something, right? So the Students Club also aims to promote that sense of belonging and achievement. Basically acts as a positive catalyst, right, for all the students of within the university. Okay. So when we look at the mission, it's basically to just be an inspiration, right, to just do fun things, to just do a lot of interesting things that you are interested in. Okay. So the Students Club is mainly a student um, directed body. Okay. But just like other clubs, let's say just like the Student Council, where we have office bearers, the Student Club would also have office bearers. And although I do say that it is student directed, right, but you would have supervisors, let's say such as myself, Sanithin, Dr. Shell, right, who would be supervising you and guiding you while you direct the whole thing. Okay, so we'll just be, let's say, bystanders who help you out with certain things, right, that you might need help with. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's all up to you. Okay, so the aims and objectives is basically to just ensure that the university is recognized as a community that promotes good mental health to its students, right? And we understand how good mental health is. I mean, how important mental health is, right? And recently we've sent you a survey as well, right? The mental health survey. I'm not sure how many of you have received the form to that survey. And if some of you have filled it out, that's great. And if you have not, please do fill it out. Okay. Um, so I think I've kind of summarized whatever our aims and objectives are, right? But at the end of the day, it's just about bringing, the whole student body together, right? Where we don't just encourage, we don't make friends just within the departments or with our classmates, but where we connect with other people from other departments, right? People with similar interests, right? Just because a person might belong to, food and nutrition, it doesn't mean that they're the only ones who's allowed to cook, right? There are other people who would also enjoy cooking, right? And music, let's say music is, has a warm place in our hearts for all of us, right? It's all of these things where we just come together and celebrate and just do a lot of fun things together. Yeah. So the structure of the club, like I said, it will consist of a general body, right? And just like the student council, we will also have office bearers, right? Office bearers where we have the president, the vice president, the general secretary, the two joint secretaries, the treasurer, right? The publicity secretary, right? Who would handle social media and all of that, and 5 executive members. And we will also have the executive committee and the advisory committee, who would basically be, let's say, the office of the dean of students, such as myself and Ethan and Dr. Shell. Okay, so this is a very, very new club that we are starting, and we are hoping that we do have a lot of members, right? And I can assure you it's going to be really, really fun because it's very informal, right? It's not that we will tell you what to do and what you shouldn't do. Like I said, it's very student directed, right? The rest of us are just going to be helping you, right, while you figure out the rest of the stuff. But we would like it that the student actually lead the clubs. Yeah. So if you are interested to join, we will be sending you a Google form soon, right, where you can register, and then we will follow with the rest of the details as to how to go about it. We'll have a meeting, and then the rest of the details will be given to you, okay, about what's going to happen, how it's going to work, right? But for now, we really, really do hope that you join the club and we make a difference together. And while we're making a difference, we are also having fun together, right? And we are just having fun together, right? Fun is something that we would like to have together through the Students Club. Okay. And while we're having fun, we're also making friends, we're making memories, we're doing a lot of fun things together, and, just building connections. Yeah. And I think our student council members will have a lot to say about how much they've built connections through the student council, right? And student council only selects certain members from each department, while the student club is open for anybody, right? So even if there are 500 members, that's well and great, right? So under the students club, there will be many other clubs, right? So any club that you're interested to join, you can join it. Yeah. Is that all right, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any
Yes, ma'am.
questions or anything that you are more curious
Alright.
about the students club? No?
Ma'am, so
Okay.
under the students club, will there be other clubs, sub-clubs within the student club?
Absolutely, yes, yes. So,
Okay, ma'am.
students club is just, an umbrella term, right? But under the students club, there will be other sub clubs. So we will figure out the rest of, what clubs are going to be there and all of that, and that we will do it together when you join, because we want students to lead this, right? And not that I will be doing it, or that, the other teachers will be doing it. Yeah. Does that answer your question, Wanda?
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
other
Thank you.
questions? You're welcome. All right. Okay. If you do have any questions, you can always reach out to us. Okay. We're always here. You can just put your questions in the chat box, right? But for now, that is all I have to say about the Students Club. And we will be sending you a registration link very, very soon, and you can register yourselves. Okay?
Falling from the sky.
You can just join anytime that
Alexa,
you
do not
want,
cry.
okay?
Bird, that's
And
a
just check it out.
CHRIST
Okay?
apostrophe S bird.
And please mute
Oh yeah,
yourselves
let's
locally,
see
please.
again. So funny names.
Yeah.
Nice story.
Yeah.
Chukar nam kana
Dolly,
saba. Distance
kindly
na dito.
mute. I am unable to mute. Can you help out, Ma'am Shell? I think you can mute. Yeah. So that's all about Students Club. So just please check it out. Okay.
Bleeding canvas.
Mute.
Itu sama sana.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to Students Club. Okay. And we really do hope that you join us. All right. Now, next, we will have an orientation on the Red Ribbon Club. Okay. And I now call Dr. Bonnie. I hope you're here, ma'am. I will
Yes,
call upon
Susan.
Dr.
Yes,
Thank you,
Susan,
ma'am.
I'm here.
Welcome, ma'am.
Good
Let's
morning.
all welcome Dr. Bonnie. Okay. She has been the coordinator of Red Ribbon Club for a very, very long time, and she's the best person to orient you and what Red Ribbon Club is all about. Okay. And remember that when you join all of these clubs, all of these will be reflected in your transcripts, which would look amazing later when you apply for your further education and when you do other things. Okay. Everything that you do here will be reflected. So we welcome you, ma'am. And
Thank you. Thank you, Susan. I think there's some.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Can you hear me?
yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Viva. Very good morning to all my dear students. I hope you're keeping yourself safe, healthy, right? For most of you, you've already seen me virtually, I would say, during the foundation course on health education that we just had in the month of January, right? All right, so I'm here to orient you all on the Red Ribbon Club. So welcome to the session on Red Ribbon Club. Let me just, there's some kind of disturbance.
Ma'am, you're echoing, ma'am. I think you might have to mute one of. Yes.
Am I audible now? Still some echoing still going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute. I hope you all can see my presentation. I think I'll just put this off for some time. I've just kept it as a standby actually. Okay. Are my slides visible?
No, ma'am, it's not visible yet.
Can you all see my presentation, students?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Can you all see my presentation?
No, ma'am, it's not. It's not showing. Can you just stop sharing and reshare again?
Yeah. Now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, dear students, it's all about the red ribbon, all right? And its significance, which in a short while I'll be asking you all. But let me just tell you a little about before we really go into the red ribbon, all right? Now, the world has come to recognize HIV/AIDS as a major challenge, as there is no cure. You all know that, we all know that there's no cure for human immunodeficiency virus, that's HIV, till now. And the situation is it's still grave. Okay, in India it's serious, with the spread no longer just confined to the high risk groups. We think it's only confined to the high risk groups, but it has even penetrated into the general population, and is fast spreading even to the rural areas. And it's sad, placing women and youth even at a much greater risk. And there is a growing population of children too who are also born with this infection. It happens like it's congenital. I wouldn't say it's in the genes, but because the mother is infected, okay, the parents, it even goes to the offspring. Now, the increasing vulnerability of the general population, it all calls for a well-coordinated national effort in order to contain the infection from spreading further. So with that, I move on to the next slide, and you can see that the Red Ribbon Club is a movement which started by the government of India in schools and colleges, through which students can be a part and parcel in spreading awareness among all the students to extend their able help towards developing healthy lifestyles, donating blood to all the needy by promotion of regular voluntary blood donation, a very important area that we have to look into as the members of the Red Ribbon Club, and also become peer educators. Okay, so as I said, it's all about the red ribbon. Now, very quickly, can just a few of you in the chat box tell me what the red ribbon stands for? Come on, quickly, just a few. What do you think is the red ribbon all about? Why the red ribbon? Why not any other color? Can you quickly type, a few of you at least? I can't see your messages. Are you typing? Okay, Joshua, thank you. Joshua has written cause red signifies blood. All right. Ma'am, it's because it's internationally recognized. Okay, it is, but I'm asking you why red, and what does it signify? It stands for supporting people with HIV. Solidarity for people living with HIV. Very good. Okay. One or two more, maybe. Symbol of awareness. Create and train among the youth, a cadre of peer educators. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for those who've participated. Thank you. Indicates the danger for people. Oh, I like that. Symbolizes support and solidarity for people living with HIV. Signifies alert. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. For being so sporting. Let's get back to the slide. And yes, so let's look at the significance of the red ribbon. Red like love. Now, most of you, I'm sure, yesterday was Valentine's. And you all have enjoyed with your loved one, celebrated Valentine's, I'm sure. Well, but Valentine's not just for lovers. So we are talking about the red ribbon, yes. So what does it say? It signifies love. Now, love as a symbol of passion and tolerance for those affected or infected with HIV. All right. So it's all about love, yes, but showing passion and tolerance toward the infected, HIV infected. And red like blood, someone has answered it correctly. Okay, because blood is red, representing the pain caused by many people who have been infected by HIV. Now, red like anger, about the helplessness about which we are facing for a disease for which there's still no cure. It's sad, it's sad. Red is a sign of warning, not to carelessly ignore one of the biggest problems of our time. So it's also a danger sign, warning. Red, when you see red, okay, stop, danger, danger zone. All right, so the next slide here you can see is that the red ribbon is a symbol for both drug prevention and for the fight against AIDS. The Red Ribbon Foundation is an organization founded in 1993 whose main purpose is the education about prevention of the human immunodeficiency virus or HIV, and even the ARC, that stands for Acquired Deficiency Syndrome Related Complex, and AIDS. Okay, so as I said, yes, the government of India took the initiative, and the information was sent to all the states in India, which is why the Director of Higher and Technical Education, Meghalaya, sent a letter to all the institutions that every institution should have the Red Ribbon Club, like we have the NSS, like we have the other clubs. Okay, this is mandatory. So in the year 2016, an MOU was signed, okay, on September 23rd, 2016, for the implementation of the Red Ribbon Club in MLCU. And also in consultation with the project director, Max, who gave us a briefing on the aims and objectives of the Red Ribbon Club, that I'll take you with me in the next slide. And so that's why we are here. So this year, actually, it's we're going to celebrate the fifth year we celebrate in December, and this year is the 6th year, all right, since 2016. And the Red Ribbon Club program is a comprehensive promotional and preventive intervention to enhance voluntary blood donation, as well as the mainstream HIV/AIDS prevention, the care and support that we need to show to those people living with HIV. The Red Ribbon Club also serves to educate people on treatment impact and allows mitigation and stigma reduction among the youth in educational institutions. So let's look into the objectives of the Red Ribbon Club. The first and foremost is the primary objective, and that is to prepare youth as peer educators, agents of change, I would say, both among youth as well as society at large, by developing their skills on leadership, communication, and team building. Because here we would like to target towards harnessing the potential of the youth. We know youth are dynamic, they are young, they are vibrant. So we need to harness, or we need to tap that. The secondary objectives are to increase awareness among the youth, to spread awareness, particularly the students, on sexual reproductive health and HIV/AIDS. Well, you'll have a session on life skills later on in the foundation course as well, which covers a little bit of this, to impart skills among youth on self-protection, negotiation, and effective group interaction, to reduce new occurrences of HIV infection among youth by raising their risk perception through awareness on HIV. Now here, I would like to mention that we would, as the members of the Red Ribbon Club, we also invite people, to give talks on the awareness on different issues related to HIV/AIDS. This is basically to equip all the students, the youth, with the correct information on HIV/AIDS. Because sometimes, internet, yes, it could be misleading and wrong information from here and there that sometimes people try to collect and gather, that would mislead you all. So we would like to give you all the correct information on HIV/AIDS prevention, care, support, and also the treatment, and to reduce new occurrences of HIV infection among youth by raising their risk perception. That is again to motivate the youth and build the capacity, okay, so that you all can be the agents of change, developing the skills and leadership. You know, you can be the one to bring a change. See, among your classmates, among your neighbors, you know, in your neighborhood, you can be the agent of change, and also in team building. So the additional objective is, okay, yes, we look into the HIV/AIDS as the priority, but the additional objective is to encourage blood donations. You know, we need a lot of blood donors, voluntary blood donors. You must be hearing about so many of your family members or your friends' friends or your, you know, neighbors in need of blood, and sometimes, you know, it's so difficult. So why not be someone, you know, that who could, if you can't give yourself, maybe because of some problem, you could always encourage others to donate blood. You know, that is a very, very good deed that we could all do for others. All right, so the next slide here, this is just giving you a highlight of the 4 key areas of RRC. We've already talked about the vibrancy of youth, sex and sexuality, HIV/AIDS, and STI, and peer education. So these are the main areas that the RRC looks into. So a little about, let me just take you to the launching program of Red Ribbon Club Come Awareness. Okay, we had it on October 26, 2016. So MLCU, along with the collaboration of the Meghalaya AIDS Control Society and its NSS unit, launched the Red Ribbon Club along with registration of the RRC members. And at that time, the Vice Chancellor was Mr. R.G. Lingdo. There were guests, special guests. PLHIV stands for Person Living with HIV, and he's a social worker, Ms. Bari Karmalki. I'm sure you would love to listen to him, so we will invite him this year if possible. He's the Assistant Director, and then the Assistant Director Youth and Mags, Mrs. Larina Lingdonongpur was also there, pathologist, Nazareth Hospital, Dr. Hubert Dakar, and all the faculty and students of the university. Let's have a look at some of the photo shoot. Okay, see a lot of students attended. Okay, and finally, the VC, the then VC, declared the launch of the Red Ribbon Club in the university. Then we had the awareness program on HIV, its treatment, misconceptions about the condition, stigma against PLHIV, you know, people living with HIV, how people look down on them. Okay, that was what Mr. Bari shared with us. He's a former drug addict and also person living with HIV. And then we had Dr. Hubert Dakar, who's a pathologist at Nazareth Hospital, talking on the importance of voluntary blood donation. So these are the programs that we organize time to time as part of the Red Ribbon Club activities. Yeah, this is Bari. He had an interactive session with the students. Okay, and this is Dr. Hubert speaking on voluntary blood donation. Then we also had some musical time with the students from the music department giving us a special number. As you can see the students here. All right. Then again, we have the first anniversary celebration the following year, and we had various activities. You know, I'm just showing you this so that you are aware of what, you know, it's full of activities. Okay. So these are the activities. We had this argumentative essay writing on the topic stigmatization and discrimination, the key factors for the spread of HIV/AIDS, and the students really spoke their heart out. Okay, and we had slogan writing, theme making, poster making, and students from all the departments actively participated, and well, certificates and trophies were also given. Okay, you can have a look at the posters, wonderful posters with beautiful messages done by all our students. Can you see, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then you can see here, those you can see the judges judging. Okay, after it has been put up, so the judges were judging the different posters. Okay. Our previous VC again. Okay, now we have new VC. You can see the price distribution happening. All right. We also had another person living with HIV, Mrs. Agui Daimi, who spoke at length about the continued discrimination. She gave a personal testimony and how she came out of it. And now they no longer feel shy to even tell people that, yes, they are people living with HIV, because even they are human beings and they should not be discriminated. Okay. So every World AIDS Day we celebrate on December 1st. Sometimes we are invited by the Meghalaya AIDS Control Society because they have a bigger function at State Central Library sometimes, Ususutham, and they invite us and all the other institutions as well. So we have it a day earlier or maybe a day later, but we always celebrate the World AIDS Day. And what we do is the RRC members, we pin red ribbons on all the students and staff members of the university, and we have a signature campaign which is set up at the vicinity of the campus, and we invite all the students and staff to leave messages. And we also hand over pamphlets and flyers, which are handed to the students. Right? Well, the issues related to HIV/AIDS are complex in nature, as the infection, as I told you, it affects not only the individual, family, or community, but the society as a whole. So apart from health, there are other socio-economic and cultural constraints which are attached to this infection, which makes it different from other diseases. So which is why there is an urgent need to equip people with knowledge and skills. That's where we need to intervene, okay? The awareness, enabling them to know how to protect themselves. Okay, so prevention is better than cure. So along with prevention, awareness is required in the area of care and support to those who are infected and affected with HIV. And the stigma which is associated with HIV/AIDS has been a major barrier to all the efforts being made for its prevention. And the myths, there are so many myths and misconceptions about HIV/AIDS. Some say even by shaking hands, get HIV. No, that is not true, right? So a lack of information as well as inadequate dialogue on even safe sex has made people more vulnerable to HIV. So people living with HIV/AIDS face discrimination in the society, at workplaces, educational institutions, and sometimes even in their own homes, which is so very, very sad. Okay, so this is where we as the members of the Red Ribbon Club can always make a difference. So bringing you to last year's celebration, okay. Here we had the Blood Donor Day celebration on June 14, 2021. Let me just read this for you. In order to create awareness for safe and continuous blood supply every year, 14 June, as we know, is observed as World Blood Donor Day. The main objective is to raise awareness on the need for safe blood and blood products and to express our gratitude to all regular voluntary blood donors for their life-saving gift through blood donation. Yeah, because as I said, side by side, along with dealing with the HIV/AIDS aspect, we also look into the blood donation. So last year's theme was give blood and keep the world beating, or I would say pulsating. The message highlights on the essential contribution blood donors make to keep the world pulsating by saving lives and improving others' health. So the Meghalaya AIDS Control Society, in short, it is known as MAX, okay, observed the World Blood Donor Day through identified red ribbon clubs. And we were so fortunate they chose Martin Luther Christian University Red Ribbon Club, okay, as one of the institutions to take part in this. So there were various categories of competitions organized, and our students, as usual, they've always kept us proud. They've done well. They had the slogan poster competition, motivational message on World Blood Donor Day, song competition, poetry competition. I've just kept this to show you all. This is the first prize, the one that you see here, donate blood. First prize. This is the second prize. Superhero save life. We have all the superheroes. So you could be one of the superhero. And this is the third prize. This is also lovely. Help bring back color to someone's life. Isn't this beautiful, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, so HIV/AIDS can be effectively addressed only through a multi-sectoral approach, involvement and support of various government and non-governmental institutions and civil society. We need the NGOs, we need to work hand in hand all together. Just one institution cannot do much, but yes, we can always lend our helping hand, join hands together, because RRC will always have to collaborate and join hands with other institutions for different activities to attain the objectives of the MAX, the Meghalaya AIDS Control Society, because MAX supports us and also funds us to a certain extent, okay? So active participation of youth in voluntary blood donation can save the lives of many who died due to unavailability of safe blood. Let us all come together and join hands in achieving our goal of zero prevalence, okay, zero death, and zero new infection in our respective states. This should be our goal. Now, the core members of the RRC represent the various departments, and all the students are welcome to be members of the RRC, okay, Martin Luther King University. So the core members, see, I'm the nodal officer, and we have the assistant nodal officer, and we have one faculty from each department to represent your department. So this year we will also have 1 or 2 students from each department to join the core members group. All right, and others will be the members of the RRC. So you're welcome to join the Red Ribbon Club. Please join. Okay, there's no restriction for anyone. I would like to share with you all this quote by Oprah Winfrey. I believe the choice to be excellent begins with aligning your thoughts and words with the intention to require more from yourself. Unquote. This has to come from yourself, right? Okay. We encourage you, dear students, to join the Red Ribbon Club. Let us be the agents of change and make a difference. Thank you so much, dear students. And if you have any queries, please feel free to ask me, and we will formally have the registration maybe by next month. All right. So welcome to the Red Ribbon Club, and a big thank you from my side for your patient listening. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bonnie. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. It was very, very elaborate, and it looks very, very exciting as well. So please do join, students, okay? When the registration portal opens next month, right? Yeah. So thank you so much again, Dr. Bonnie. And now we have the last presentation, which is the Range Rover. Again, this is also a new initiative that the university is starting. Okay. And I now call Sir Banpachnan to please join in and take over. Yeah. So let's welcome Sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Good morning, dear students. So my name is Banpin Shingan Kharuki. I work under the registrar's office in the university. And I sincerely apologize. I won't be able to turn on my video because there's a problem with my laptop and I have to use a PC instead. So in addition to the Red Ribbon Club, which Dr. Bonnie has just presented, and in addition to the Students Club that Ma'am Pibawan had just presented, we also have a new initiative. So I'm glad to inform you all that the Bharat Scout and Guide is expanding its horizons to... Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So yes, the Bharat Scouts and Guides is expanding its horizons and is also introducing scouting and guiding even in the universities. So previously, scouting and guiding was there only in the schools, but now, just recently this year, scouting and guiding is being introduced in the various universities all across India. So, anyone has an idea about what scouting and guiding is all about? I think some of you might be familiar with this. Some of you might have even been scouts or guides way back in your school days. Anyone? Anyone who had been a scout or a guide during their school days?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell your friends, your fellow classmates, and your friends here what scouting and guiding is all about? Just in brief, what kind of activities or what is it all about? Just in brief.
Sir, scouting and guiding is basically like a social work that we usually go and interact with people.
Okay, good. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. So I have a very, very short presentation. Like ma'am said earlier, this is a new initiative. Unlike the NSS, unlike the Red Ribbon Club, this will be the first time that we'll be starting this scouting and guiding in university. And it's also still a learning process for us. And we, even us also, we still have to undergo a 7 days training in order for us to be able to dive into it more deeper. Okay. Okay. Let me share my presentation now. So is the presentation visible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So, have you all heard about the Bharat Scout and Guides, right? I think you might have heard about this, even if you don't know too much in detail about this. But I guess you might have heard this name once in a while, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So the Bharat Scout and Guide. Okay, in India, actually, scouting and guiding is an international activity. It is done all across the globe. Okay, but in India, the apex body which is concerned with scouting and guiding is called the Bharat Scouts and Guides. Okay, and again, in various states, we do have the state branches also. In Meghalaya, we do have the Meghalaya Bharat Scout and Guide. All right. So let's us briefly look into what this Bharat Scout and Guide is all about. All right, so as you can see here, this is the definition of the Bharat Scout and Guide. The Bharat Scout and Guide is a voluntary, non-political educational movement for young people. Okay, so basically this Bharat Scout and Guide is a movement. It's a movement which is particularly aimed at young people. Okay, so this movement is voluntary. Okay, when I say voluntary, it means that no one can force you to enroll for this. No one can force you to join this movement. It's purely based on your own choice. Okay, so it's purely voluntary. And it's also a non-political educational movement. Non-political in a sense that it is not connected to politics, nor is this movement being started to further any political cause. All right, so it has no political influence. Okay, and at the same time, it is also an educational movement. When educational movement, I mean that this movement aims at providing non-formal education to the youth so that they become productive and active members, contributing members in their own society. All right. And all this, so who can join this movement? This movement is open for all. It's non-discriminating. It does not discriminate. Anyone can join. It does not discriminate based on race, caste, creed, sex, origin. All right, so it is non-discriminating. And a person who joins this movement, all right, a person who joins this movement has to go in accordance with the purpose, the principles, and the methods as conceived by the founder, Lord Baden-Powell. Okay, so the founder of Scouting and Guiding is Lord Baden-Powell. All right, students, so now you have an understanding, a little bit of understanding about what this Bharat Scout and Guide movement is all about?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, shall I move on to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So like I said, there are certain principles, certain laws, and certain certain principles and laws that a person who joins this movement has to follow. So just look at this briefly. We'll not look into much details. Once you enroll for this course, once you enroll for this program, you will be oriented more about these principles, the laws. Okay, so the principles of this movement, there are basically three principles, which is duty to God, which talks about adherence to spiritual values. Okay, duty to others, which is concerned with duty towards your country, duty towards your community. Okay, like what your fellow classmates have answered just previously. He said that we go to the communities, we interact with people. So it's the same thing, duty towards others. You go to the community, you interact with them. All right, it's a duty towards your country, towards your community, and also duty towards self. So this movement believes that you are responsible for your own development. Okay, so again, the method. In Scouting and Guiding, there is a method. Okay, we have to follow a system of methods. Okay, so the first one, how is it done? It's a system of progressive self-education. I would say that Scouting and Guiding is a system of progressive self-education. When I say progressive self-education, that means that when you join this particular program, you will be involved in various activities which will help you learn, all right, which will self-educate you, which will help you learn. And on joining this particular program, you will move on from one stage to the other. All right, so like ma'am has mentioned that I'll be talking about the Rangers and the Rovers. Okay, so once you join this particular movement, you join this particular program, first you will join as a Ranger aspirant. After completing certain tasks, certain milestones, you'll move on to the next stage. That is, you will be termed as a Rover, and so on. All right, so it is a system of progressive self-education. Okay, so how is it done? So it's a person who joins Scouting and Guiding has to abide by a promise and a law. All right, I'll not get into this, all the promise and the laws. There are 9 laws, and there's also a promise that you'll have to memorize once you join this program. And also, Scouting and Guiding believes in learning by doing. So once you join this particular program, you'll not just be sitting and you'll not just be listening to lectures, but you will be involved in many kinds of activities, mostly outdoor-based activities, which will help you learn as you do things. Okay, so the next thing is also a membership of small group under adult leadership. Under Scouting and Guiding, we have a small group. All right, I'll get into the details of this in the next slide. We have a small group and we have an adult leader. The size of the group is 6 to 24 members, under which there is an adult leader who looks after the activities of the group. And again, progressive and stimulating programs of various activities based on the interests of the principals. Once the group is formed, when the group is registered, right, there will be planning of various kinds of activities which will be based on the interest of the group itself. All right, and these activities should usually have a purpose, whether it's to serve the community, whether it's to it's for your skill enhancement. Okay. So, in short, now what is Scouting and Guiding? Scouting and Guiding is basically an education for life. You learn by going to the community. Okay, you learn not actually going to the community, but it's an education for life. Like I said, as you can see in the definition earlier, it's an educational movement. So when you join Scouting and Guiding, it will provide you with a platform where you will learn certain sets of skills. All right. You go to the community, you meet people, you interact with them, you talk to them, you learn from them. Okay, you're involved, you will learn skills such as leadership skills, you'll learn life skills, which will help you to become resilient, okay, in life, and which will help you down the line. And this will also help you with becoming a self-disciplined individual, a contributing member to the society, an active member, a responsible member in society. All right. So it basically provides you with non-formal education, all right, which will help you with your own life. And it's also fun with purpose. Mostly Scouting and Guiding involves outdoor activities. Okay, it involves games, so many kind of handicraft making, all kinds of new kind of skills we'll learn, where you will have fun at the same time, and you will also learn at the same time. So it's a fun with purpose. All right, you understand till here? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move on to the different sections of the organization. Let's move on to the Rover and the Rangers. All right. So this Bharat Scout and Guide, it has different sections, according which is categorized again, according to the various age groups. Here you can see in the pictures, we have the Rover, the Scout, the Cub, the Bunny, the Bulbul, the Guide, and the Rangers. But in universities, since most of us would have crossed the age of 15 years, and okay, so we will focus on just the Rovers and the Rangers. So the Rovers will be for the boys, and the Rangers will be for the girls. So if you are to join, if you are to enroll yourself in this program, the boys will be termed as Rangers, and the girls will be termed as, the boys will be termed as the Rovers, and the girls will be termed as the Rangers. So as you can see there, the slide, that Rover section, it's self-explanatory. A Rover is a boy between the age of 15 to 25 years. Same thing with a girl, 15 to 25 years. See, the unit of a Rover section is called a crew. All right. So there will be around 6 minimum. There will be around a minimum of 6 members and a maximum of 24 members. And that group will be called a crew. And like I said earlier, there will be an adult leader who will foresee the activities of the group, and that leader will be called the Rover Scout leader. And in the university, I will be the Rover Scout leader, and the Ranger leader will be Dr. Melody from the Nutrition and Dietetics department. All right. So if you are to enroll yourself, you will be under my leadership. All right. You all understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So that is basically in a nutshell what Scouting and Guiding is all about. I don't want to confuse you all too much. As and when you join this, we'll have a more detailed orientation. All right. So if you want to learn more about what Scouting and Guiding is all about, I would recommend going to this website. Maybe tonight, right before bedtime, just go to this website and just have a look. What are the kind of activities? You will get so much resources about what Scouting and Guiding is all about. So, thank you, dear students. Do you have any questions? Any questions? Are you all clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
sir.
and okay. The number of seats, like I said, is very limited as of now because we only have one faculty and myself. So the seats to join this particular program are very limited. As you saw earlier, that only a minimum of 6 to 24 members. So if you would like to join this particular program, Ma'am Shalmalin from the Office of the Dean Students will be sending out a Excel sheet. So kindly please do fill your names and registration numbers, and we will get back to you with regards to the registration. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, Saban. Thank you so much for the presentation, although, it's quite new to you as well, but I'm sure the students got a lot from it. So thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Sab. So once again, I would like to thank you, Dr. Bonnie and Saban, for their presentations. I hope all of you are clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
If you do have any questions, you can always get back to us, okay? If you have any doubts, any queries about anything, you can always get back to us. Yeah? So thank you so much for attending. We have come to the end of the orientation. And I hope all of you, got something from it, or, you would have understood and, uh, have some thoughts about what you would like to do with the orientations that we had today. The recordings will be sent okay, for some of your classmates, let's say, who were not able to join. I did have a few messages of people saying that they could not join, or having some technical errors and all of that. The link will be sent to the recording. Okay, I think we will upload it to the MLCU YouTube channel. Okay, so you can ask your friends to refer to that in case some of you have missed it. Okay, so for those of you who did attend and who have been here from the very start and who are listening intently, from the very beginning, thank you so much for being here. We really, really do appreciate your presence. We are again very, very sorry for the delay with the time that we started because of the technical errors, but we are glad that we could do this with you today. So thank you so much, everybody. Take care, be safe, all right? Yeah, and we really do hope to see you soon. Yeah, so the links for the registration that will be sent to you through your HOD, so you will know about it shortly. Okay, we'll keep updating. Yeah, all right. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Take care, be safe.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
teachers.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am.
Razib bhai.